Hello, I'm Cara Stanford. This is the Marketing Spaces. Let's look at 3 ways to be an even more effective marketer than you already are. So the first one is remove fear. What do I mean by this? Well, we are bombarded with ideas for marketing every single day. You just know it. I mean, even when you're not working, you're bombarded and people go, have you got to do this? Why don't you do this? Let's try this. Let's do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Constantly bombarded. Makes you want to scream. Well, you've got to remove that bombardment. You have to remove it. It's going to keep coming. It's going to keep happening, but it's what you do with it. And you've got to replace it with a calm space. You've got to take your time, got to not react to it. You have to think, you have to reflect, have to accept you're going to make mistakes, and you've got to let the fear go. Because if we did everything we were told we should do as marketers, we would be in an unholy mess and our marketing would be rubbish. In fact, I would go out on a limb and say you can probably ignore 75% of the things that you are told that you should do for your marketing. Replace that desire to react. Take your time, think. How do you achieve this? Well, you have a framework and parameters in place, because once you have a framework and parameters in place, it's so much easier to choose what is rubbish and what to actually pay attention to. And you do this with things such as looking at your mission, vision, and values. When you are told, do this piece of marketing, or you should do this, think, will it help me achieve the mission? Will it help me get closer to what I'm trying to achieve here as an organization? Will it make the vision more real? Will it actually allow us to make things more real? Is this in line with the values? And these are some of the parameters that you can set, whether it helps you achieve what you are setting out to achieve. There's that story about the first team to cross the Atlantic. I think it was the first women's team, and they were rowed across the Atlantic, and their mission, everything they did was geared by, will it make the boat go faster? You need to have that kind of parameter in place. So it might be you're thinking, I need to bring cash in quickly. Will it help me bring cash in quickly? I need to set up a business that's going to achieve ABC. Doing this piece of marketing, will it allow me to achieve ABC? Will it move me closer to that? Set your parameters in place. This then makes it really easy to ignore those things that are thrown at you that are irrelevant, but also to choose the things that are completely relevant. Another way you can do this is to say, is this right for my particular audience? So when somebody says to me, oh, Cara, why aren't you on this? Well, I just think it's not right for my audience. That's why. If my audience isn't there, I'm not going to waste my time being there. Ideally, you have a persona or a profile of your audience so you can make that mapping. Does it work for them? When people say to me, oh, well, I was surprised that you weren't at this event. No, I wasn't. Nobody I want to talk to is going to be there. None of my key personas are there. That's why we're not there as a business. Can you actually afford it? There are some things you can't afford, and that might be a time, a money, or a skills afford. We have turned down marketing opportunities because we don't have the skills to make the most of them in-house at that moment in time. Our audience might be there, but we knew that we couldn't do a good job of it, so we didn't. That's another parameter. Is this piece of marketing for XYZ audience, my audience that I am focusing on? Yes, great, go for it. Do I have the skills, the money, the budget for it? Yes, go for it. No, audience won't be there, cut it dead. Don't have the money, the skills, or budget. That's a shame. Can you make it work somehow? No, move on. The other parameter is, which stage of your marketing is this for? And what else have you got going on at this stage? Most of the opportunities you will have thrown at you for marketing will probably be at awareness stage. It'll be, get in front of these people, make them aware you exist, do this, visibility. That's what social media is. A lot of social media is awareness. But if you've got enough going on at that stage already, do you need to add more to the mix? And what we often find happens is that as we get further through that journey, we don't have so much lower down. When people are actively seeking to make a purchase decision and are considering their options, have you got the right stuff in place? Or have you been so busy focusing on your marketing activities for awareness that you've actually not got much going on lower down? What's your loyalty stuff looking like? always bear in mind, you have to have a balance. And in fact, I would say for a lot of smaller businesses, you almost need to have the same amount of awareness of marketing as you do loyalty marketing. Because if somebody has come to you and already given you their time and money, then you need to nurture them and love them to get repeat business, recommended business, and referral business. Another parameter, so you can start to stop being bombarded and become a more effective marketer. The third thing to become a more effective marketer is to build in regular, practical, strategic marketing, learning, and inspiration. And the key word there is strategic. This is the stuff that helps you step back. Step back and look at your marketing from the bigger picture point of view. And you need to find those places. You need to find places where you get to regularly think about marketing in a calm, structured, strategic manner. You need to increase your marketing knowledge in a practical, relevant way. I get so frustrated sometimes when I read marketing articles or marketing textbooks, which I have had to read, because they're all aimed at big marketers with huge global budgets. To make sure you're going somewhere where the knowledge that's being shared with you is relevant and practical for your size and type of organization. You need to find a place where you're inspired by like-minded people with similar stories and connected with those people. And you also need to find a place which makes you reflect on your marketing. And it's that step back. Too often I find when I'm looking for my own marketing development and learning, things want to get too granular. It's kind of things like, how to be a huge success running a LinkedIn campaign? Well, that's really, really specific. Actually, I want to take that step back. I want to look at the bigger picture and go, have I got all the right things in place at the right point in time? Am I reaching the right people in the right way? That's the places that I look for. And of course, at the marketing places, we have some of those places for you. We have our coffee breaks, we have our workshops, we have events, we have courses like how to develop a known expert strategy, the Scale Sales program. I read books, I read business books, I read marketing books, and I always read them with a view to how can this work in small to medium-sized businesses? Find those places, and when you find them, stick with them. And if you don't know where they are, ask other people who are in a similar boat to you. Say to them, where do you go? What do you read? Who do you talk to? Who do you rate? Which courses do you rate? Ask around. So 3 ways to make you a more effective marketer. Thank you so much for your time.